you purchase a family land in Nigeria, it's important that you watch this video. And I say this because of my experience and involvement in litigating over land matters in Nigeria. I have come to discover that purchasers make two critical mistakes. Number one, failure to carry out due diligence. What we mean when lawyers say due diligence simply implies failure to carry out background check. Background check in the land registry, background check at the Surveyor General's office, background check in court, because land matters take years to conclude. And that's why it's important that you find out whether there's a lis pendens on that particular land. Is there an ongoing case on that particular land? You need to find out. But purchasers most times make the mistake, make payment, and later get to find out when it is too late. Well, don't be one of our clients who cried it was too late. But second thing that purchasers, or second mistake purchasers make when they want to purchase a land, or a family land in Nigeria, which is the failure to carry along professionals in the field. Professionals such as the surveyor, a certified real estate agent, a legal practitioner. These persons will guide you. It is in your own best interest to engage these persons. But, well, back to the crux of what is in the discussion for today, which is, according to the Supreme Court, there are some key things that you should look out for before you even proceed to purchasing a family land. Or when you are involved in a family land transaction, there are several things that you should look out for. However, I have summarized them into 4 key things as decided by the Supreme Court. Number one thing that you should look out for is that a sale of a family land by a person who is claiming to be a member of the family but is not the head of the family, that sale is void, meaning that the sale never took place. That's what will be regarded by the court. Secondly, a sale of a family land by a person who is the head of the family but sells of that land in his own personal capacity, that sale as well is void. Number 3, a sale of a family land by the head of the family who sells that land without the consent of principal members of the family is voidable. Number 4, but before we move to number 4, it's important that I crave your indulgence. If you've not subscribed to this channel, this is another opportunity for you to do so. Subscribe to this channel and please click on the notification button so that you can continue to enjoy more legal content that drops on this channel. But let's move to number 4. Number 4 is that a sale of a family land by the head of the family who sells of that property or that family land without the consent of some principal members of the family is voidable. So you have 2 voids and 2 voidable. What is the implication of a void transaction or a void sale of a family land? Number one thing you should notice that if the transaction is void, it simply implies that the transaction never took place in the first place. So it is null and void. The implication of a voidable transaction, as in number 3 and 4 that we have looked at, the implication is that the transaction can be declared either valid or invalid. Invalid meaning void, depending on one key thing, which is that the transaction will be declared valid or invalid depending on the facts and circumstances of the case. The facts and circumstances surrounding that particular transaction will determine whether or not the court is going to decide whether or not the transaction is either valid or invalid. Well, perhaps there's someone out there you also feel need to be aware of this knowledge or this particular information. I crave your indulgence to as well share this video so that it can get to that particular person. See you next time. But before I see you next time, check the description button to this particular video so that you can see all the litany of cases or a plethora of cases that have been decided concerning this particular matter on the sale of a family land. The right authority, the right person authorized to sell of a family land. See you next time then.